can you win $32,000 on the turn of a card right here on Card Shark. And now, the host of Card Shark, Bill Rafferty.
Thank you. Hello. Thank you. Very nice. Thank you very much. Welcome, everybody, to Card Sharks, where you can win a fortune on the turn of a single card. We're going to pick it up from where we left off yesterday. Let's meet our lovely dealers. Here they come, Lacey Pemberton and Susanna Williams. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You ready to do it today? Are they hot? Are they hot?
Oh, they're really hot.
All to Susanna's house for dinner. What do you say?
Yeah.
Why don't we do that? Yes, absolutely. Let's not waste any time, ladies. Deal out the cards. Here we go right now. Susanna will be dealing out the cards, the red cards on the top to be played by our returning champion. And Lacey will be dealing out the blue cards on the bottom. They're to be played by our challenger. We're picking it up from yesterday where we left off. Let's not waste any time. Let's meet those card sharks. Here they come. Hello, Jan.
Hello. Hi. My name is Jan Green, and I'm from Long Beach, California. And I'm a train traffic controller, and I coach my daughter's softball team.
You do. You are also a champion with how much money? Do you know how much money you won?
Woo!
$7,600. Yeah. Excellent. Wendy, tell the folks at home.
My name's Wendy Adler. I go to Cal State Northridge, and I just moved out on my own, and I live with 3 girls, and we have a blast.
I'm sure your mom is thrilled to hear that, Wendy. Okay, you've all cut the cards backstage. We're ready to go. Let me quickly tell the folks at home how the game is played. The object of the game is to work your way across this board by predicting whether each of these cards will be higher or lower than the card that precedes it. And as you can see, we're in the middle of a game right now. Jan, our champion, is just a little bit ahead of our challenger, Wendy. But before you can start calling the cards, you must answer one of our high-low questions, and that's what I'm going to do right now. We are in game number 1, and we're going to hit our second question, and it goes to Wendy. Wendy, we surveyed 100 commercial airline pilots, and we asked them, have you ever accidentally landed your plane at the wrong airport? How many pilots admitted that they have?
I don't know. I don't think that people you just don't do that. Not on accident. You always have a reason. You talk to...
They all look alike from the air,
you talk to your to the, not the train traffic, but the plane traffic control station. and you know where you're going to land, you get permission, et cetera, et cetera.
How many pilots admitted that they have?
I'll say 20.
20 out of 100. What do you say, Jan?
Well, speaking from the job that I do, it's not very often that I send the train to the wrong station. So, so what I'll have to say that number's going to be a little bit lower.
You're going to say it's a little bit lower?
Yeah.
Okay. The actual number of pilots who have landed at the wrong airport is 4. It is lower. Significantly lower. It is 4. Let's go to the cards. Jan's playing off the 7.
Okay, I'm going to change that one.
Because you won that high-low question, you could change this card. The 7 now becomes a 9. A little bit of help. A little bit of help.
Okay, higher.
You sure?
I'm sure. I'm going to go higher. Higher with a 9.
Higher than a 9. A 10. Ooh. What are you going to do? You're going to go lower than a 10. An 8. Ooh. I thought you had radar. I expected this to be what it was. Let's go back to that base card, and that means that, Wendy, you get a free shot at the cards right now, but you must play off this base card because you didn't get the high-low question correct. Let's look at it. It's a 6.
Oh, I'm going to go higher.
You're going to go higher than the 6?
Woo,
An 8.
all right. 3.
Very good decision. Wendy's going to freeze right there on the 8, protect her position. She knows if she gets the next high-low question correct, she can go back there and change that and move ahead. Who knows what's going on? We're at question number 3. Jan, we surveyed 100 women who have gotten a divorce within the last year, and we asked them, are you still in love with your ex-husband? How many recently divorced women said they are still in love with their ex-husband? Kind of sad question, Sue.
Well, I don't know. Me and my husband, we broke up once before we got married, and I still really loved him. So I'm going to have to say it's going to be a neutral number, maybe about 55.
55?
Yeah.
Wendy, what do you say, higher or lower?
Well, my mother got divorced and everything, and she still sees her ex-husband. But they have a real good relationship, and she still loves him, but they're just friends because they can't live together. And I think that a lot of people are like that. So I'm going to say that number's a little bit higher.
A little bit higher than 55. Yeah, it's interesting. I want to see this number myself. The actual number of divorced women who are still in love with their ex-husband is 26. It isn't higher, it's lower. It is lower. So Jan goes to the card. Jan got a 9.
Change that card.
Change that 9. 9 now becomes a 6.
Okay, higher.
Higher than a 6. A 6. Ooh. Back to the 6 for Jan. Wendy, you're working off the 8.
Change it. Okay, I'm going to go lower.
You're going to go lower than an 8?
Yeah, go lower. Come on.
It's a king. So, cards are just not happening right now. Maybe after this commercial message, we can get some action going on the board. We'll be right back with Sudden Death. Here we are. We're back. Welcome back, everybody. Tough cards so far. Tough cards. But we're trying to solve this dilemma right now and win game number 1. This is Sudden Death. So the game must be won on this next play of the cards. This is our 4th and final question, and it's going to go to Wendy. Wendy, you ready to do it?
Ready.
This is important.
Okay.
We surveyed 100 millionaires, and we asked them, was your father also a millionaire? How many millionaires said yes, their father was a millionaire?
That's a real hard question because it depends on, first of all, where you're surveying them at. And I've heard a lot of controversy on that. I'm going to go for a real middle number. I'm going to say 40. 40? Yeah.
40 out of 100?
Good.
Jan, what would you think? Higher or lower?
I don't think a lot of millionaires that are millionaires today, their dads were millionaires, so I'm going to say it's lower.
You're going to go lower?
Yeah, we'll go lower on that.
I'm going to go lower.
Mm-hmm.
The actual number of millionaires who said their father was also a millionaire is 12. It is lower. The champ was right. The champ knew it. Okay. Jan, this is Sudden Death, so you've got a decision to make. You can change this 6 and play on. But if you make a mistake, you realize that Wendy's automatically the winner. Okay. Or you can pass it over, which you're doing right now.
Pass it.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Wendy, here's the 8.
Lower.
Lower than the 8.
Lower. Yeah.
It's a 4.
I want it higher.
You're going to go higher than a 4. A king. Lower than the king. For the game.
All the way down.
A 10. Ooh. It worked. It worked. Ooh. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Wendy's ahead of it. Wendy, you've got $100. You've won game number 1. The first player to win 2 games, they win the match. They go on to the money cards, and we know there's a lot of money available there. And we've got some new decks of cards all set to go. Suzanne is going to be dealing them out right now for game number 2. And a little bit of pressure on the champ. Champ's got to win this to stay in it. Let's go. Question number 1, game number 2. Jan, it's for you. We surveyed 100 Playboy bunnies. We spend a lot of time with these bunnies. And we asked them, do you resent being treated as a sex object? How many bunnies said they do resent it?
I think sometimes, you know, that the Playboy bunnies, they do it to get a job and maybe to go into modeling or something like that. So I think quite a few of them might resent it. I would say about 60 said they did resent
60.
being, Playboy
What do you
bunnies.
say, Wendy, higher or lower?
I'm going to go a little lower. I just think that,
All right, a little lower.
yeah.
All right.
Go a little lower. I don't have anything to say.
I'm upset about that. That's okay. You're going lower than 60. The actual number of bunnies who resent being treated as a sex object is 32. It is lower. It is lower. So, Wendy's off to a good start. Let's look at this card. Change it if you like, Wendy. It's a 7.
Change that card.
That's
Change
right in the
it.
middle. You want to change that one? It is a jack.
Lower.
Good choice.
Go lower.
Lower
Lower.
than a jack.
Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Who knew? Tough card to pull there. All right, Jan, you have to work off this card because you didn't get the high-low question correct. Let's look at it right now. It's a 5.
Okay, higher.
Higher than a 5. A 9.
Freeze.
3. Protect your position. Go on to question number 2. This one goes to Wendy. Wendy, we surveyed 100 married women and we asked them, if you brought home a new dress and your husband ordered you to return it to the store, would you return it? How many married women would obey their husband and return the dress to the store?
I think that number is going to be high because they really value what their husband says. When you're in a relationship, it's equal. Oh, come on. I'll go towards the middle. I'll say about 55.
You're going about 55.
Yeah.
Okay. I think the interesting scenario here is this is the single young lady. Now we go to the married woman and find out what we're going to happen here. What do you say, higher or lower?
I know that whenever I go out and buy a new dress, my husband probably wants me to return it, but he's never demanded me return it. But if he ever did, there is no way. So I'm going to have to say that number's lower.
You're going higher.
I mean higher.
You're going higher.
Okay.
How many married women would obey?
No.
Oh, no. How many married women would obey their husband and return the dress to the store?
Lower.
Lower.
Yes.
Lower. We're going lower.
Okay.
And all the ladies are applauding out there. The actual number of married women who will return the dress to the store is 30. It is lower. It is lower. It is lower. Okay, let's change to 9. 9 now becomes an 8.
Ooh.
An 8. Still in the middle here.
Okay, higher.
Going higher.
Higher.
Higher on the 8. A queen.
Lower.
Lower on the
Lower.
queen. A jack.
Lower.
Lower. This
Lower.
ties it up. A jack. The jack has come back. You did it. You did it right there.
Okay.
We will be coming back after this commercial message with a tiebreaker. Stick around. It gets more exciting. Welcome back. The champ pulled it out. That's why she's the champ. We've got a tie game going on here. Jan's got $100 in her pocket. Wendy's got $100 in her pocket. So we go on to the tiebreaker, and Suzanne is dealing out the cards for the tiebreaker. And because it is the tiebreaker, it's a 3-card game with a maximum of 3 questions. And this is real important. Whoever wins this goes on to the money. Jan, first question for you. We surveyed 100 bachelors, and we asked them, are you hoping to marry a virgin? How many bachelors said they are hoping to marry a virgin?
Well, I kind of hope that they don't expect too much. But I think that not too many of them are expecting to marry a virgin, because a lot of people live together nowadays, and I just don't. And plus the premarital sex and all. So I'm going to have to say that number is kind of low, maybe in about 20.
Say 20.
20.
Okay, Wendy, higher or lower?
That is a really good number she chose. I'm single, obviously. And I know that I don't have a lot of friends that are virgins. And I know the guys that...
It's nice how you just point that finger at somebody else, Wendy. That's what I like about it. Those people over there aren't virgins.
I'm in trouble when I get home. I'm in trouble when I get home.
How many bachelors
really
said they're
good.
hoping to marry a virgin, Wendy?
I'm going to say a little lower because nobody really expects.
Lower, huh? The actual number of bachelors who are hoping to marry a virgin is 38. It is not lower, it is higher. It is higher. Okay, Jan, you get first shot at the cards right now, and you can change this card if you wish. It's an 8.
I'm going to change it.
Change the 8. Susanna gives me a great card. A 9.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Higher.
Higher than a 9. A 5. Ooh. So,
Okay.
you go back. Wendy gets a free shot at the cards. Let's look at the card you're going to play from, Wendy. A 3.
Higher!
Higher than a
Definitely
3. A 6.
Higher! Go for
She's
it.
going
Go
for it.
Go all
This
the way.
could be
All the way.
for the game
Higher.
and the match.
Come
Higher than a
on.
6. A deuce. Ooh. Ooh, back to the 3. Let's go on to question number 2. Goes to you, Wendy. Ooh, that was tough. That took a
was
lot out of
really
me.
tough.
That's tough.
We surveyed 100 people, and we asked them, if Dan Rather reported tonight that a flying saucer had landed on the White House lawn, would you believe him? How many people said they would believe Dan Rather?
There's some people that make up stories about UFOs, and there's some kind of freaks around in the world, but I don't think that number is going to be that high. I'm going to say 25.
25. What do you say, Jan?
Well, I don't know. Dan Rather is pretty popular, and he really does a real good job, so I'm going to have to say it's a little bit lower, because if he said it, I would have to question it, but I would not disbelieve him.
All
Okay,
right.
so I'd say a little higher.
You're going to, okay, now you said lower first, you're going to say higher.
Oh.
Let me go through this again. Okay, how many people said they would believe Dan Rather?
A little higher than what
You're
she
going
said.
a little
Yeah.
higher. Okay.
Yeah.
The actual number of people who would believe Dan Rather is 44. It is higher. It is higher. There's the champ working from the 9.
Okay,
Doesn't
change it.
Change that 9. 9 now becomes a 3.
Okay, higher.
Higher than a 3. A 7.
Oh,
Tough position.
higher.
You're going for it.
Higher, I'm going for it.
He's
higher.
going for it. Here it is. Higher than a 7. A jack! Whoa! Pulled it out. Ooh, you did it. Wendy, you were in it to the end. You got one game. You won $100.
Good luck on
And
the
we got some lovely prizes for you backstage. Thank you very much. We'll see you later. Come on over here, Jan. Twice she's the champ. That's it. When we come back, she's going to go to the money cards. Who knows how much money this young lady can win. She's a good player. We'll be right back. Take back. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, we're back here. I'm just telling Jan, let's take a breath here because that was a tough game.
That was tough.
That was a tough, because she was working, Wendy was working off a very good base card.
Yeah, she had a 3. I was scared.
You were scared, so you just had to go for the gusto there, right?
Yeah, I did.
What are you going to do now? You've got some money in your pocket. You're about to face the new money here and the money cards. Hopefully you'll win a lot of money there. Have you given any thought to how you're going to spend your money?
Well, before I came here, my husband says if I don't win enough money to redo our backyard, he's going to get me.
Well, at least you wouldn't return the dress we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
That's what I like about you. Anyway, it's time to play the money cards. We've got a new deck of cards Suzanne and Lacey are going to be dealing out right now. Here's how you play those money cards. The $200 you've won is yours to keep. Now, we're going to give you some new money to bet with. We're going to give you $200, and we will start you off on the bottom line. You bet your way across that line by predicting whether each of these cards will be higher or lower. We'll move up to the second line. We'll give you $400 additional betting money. You bet your way across that board. Minimum bets are $50, except when we get to the top line up there. That's the big bet line. You have to wager at least half your dollars. You've been through this before. You're a big hitter here. Don't forget, you'll have the opportunity to change one card on each line by selecting one of the spare cards that Lacey is dealing out right now. You're a champ. You know what to do. Take a breath. Give her $200. She's got $200. Let's turn that 200 into 32,000. Come on, Sam. Let's look at your base card. It's a 9.
Okay, I'm going to change it.
Okay.
Number 2.
Number 2. Let's get a good card up here. 9 now becomes a king.
Woo!
Good choice.
Okay, all of it lower.
$200.
$200 lower.
200 lower. An 8. Oh! I don't believe that.
I don't either.
I don't believe that. Let's look at the bright side.
Okay.
There's a bright side to this. You busted out on this line. You don't have $200 here. However, I'm going to take the ace. I'm going to move it up to the second line, give you $400 additional betting money.
Okay.
You're working off an ace. Let's go.
Okay, $400 lower.
$400 lower than an ace. A king.
All right.
$800.
All of it lower.
All of it lower than a king. A queen. $1,600.
All of it lower.
All of it lower than a
Lower,
queen.
all of it.
3,200 riding on this.
Uh-huh.
A 10. Whoa. You got eyes. You got x-ray eyes. All right, we've got $3,200. I'm moving the 10 up here. This is your big bet. You must wager at least half up here.
I'm
What do you
going
want
to
to do?
change it. Card number 1.
Okay, let's take card number 1. Give me a good card. A king. $3,200. You must wager at least $1,600 on this card.
All of it lower.
All of it lower?
All of it lower.
All of it
All
lower.
of it lower.
You'll either have $6,400 or nothing. A deuce! Whoa! Unbelievable! You were serendipitous. Unbelievable! Unbelievable! You are so uncanny with these cards. You busted out in racing. You did the same thing in the other game. You went down to $50. Do you know how much money you won? $14,200. Whoa! What can I tell you? We'll be right back. Whoa! That is wonderful. What an exciting week this has been. You know, this is a good one. We were talking while we were off the air. Had you not busted on that king when the ace came up, there was a possibility you could have rolled this thing into $32,000. I mean, you have an uncanny ability to call cards. You just amaze me.
I just wish I could do that well in Vegas.
Well, you'll have the opportunity to do that well the next time you show up here because you're working with $14,200. Here's Susanna Williams. Here's Lacey Pemberton. I know Gene Wooden says the same thing. We'll see you next time on Card Sharks. Bye-bye. Hey, Jack! Whoa! Hold it out. Ooh, you did it. Wendy!